Well, hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video, and all I've done is football videos. This is my 1984 replay. I'm up to May the 31st. This is game number 618 out of the replay, out of about 2,106 games. But we're almost to June. And this is Thursday, May the 31st, 1984. And this is the Chicago Cubs against the Philadelphia Phillies. And I thought I would video this one because the Cubs lead the National League East right now by a half game over the Phillies. And this is the first game of a big 4-game series between the two teams. And so we'll go over the starting lineups for the Chicago Cubs. It's going to be Bob Dernier leading off and playing center field. Ryne Sandberg will bat second and play second base. Batting third is Gary Matthews in left. Batting fourth will be Leon Durham. He'll be playing first base. In right field and batting fifth will be Mel Hall. Ron Cey, the third baseman, bats sixth. Jody Davis, the catcher, bats seventh. Larry Boa, the shortstop, batting eighth. And then on the mound for the Chicago Cubs is going to be Chuck Rainey. He was a grade D pitcher, no modifiers. The Cubs don't have Rick Sutcliffe yet, hasn't got to that point in the season. By the way, this is as played lineups, and the Cubs will be batting first. For the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, Juan Samuel leads off and plays second base. Von Hayes bats second and plays center. Mike Schmidt, third baseman, bats third. Joe LaFavor will bat cleanup, and he'll play left. Sixto Lezcano in right, bats fifth. Len Matuzak, the first baseman, bats sixth. Ozzie Virgil, behind the plate, bats seventh. Ivan DeJesus, bats eighth. He'll be the shortstop. And on the mound for the Phillies is Charlie Hudson. He's a grade C pitcher, no modifiers. And so we are about ready to go. So here is Bob Dernier to lead it off for the Cubs. And he rolls a 44. That's going to be an 8 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a base hit to lead it off for the Cubs. And that'll bring up Ryne Sandberg. Runner at first, nobody out. Sandberg rolls a 35. That's a 9 on a C. He's going to ground out to third, but Dernier will make it to second. So we have a runner at second and one out. And here is Gary Matthews. Matthews with a 25 is an 8 against a C. That's going to be a base hit over second into right center. Dernier is going to come around, and he is going to score. And just like that, the Cubs have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. So now Gary Matthews is at first, and here's the bull, Leon Durham. And a 66, that ball is driven deep to left field, and Joe LaFavor can only look up as it is gone. And so a 2-run homer for Leon Durham. And with one out, the Cubs have a 3-0 lead. And so here's Mel Hall. 31 is a 9. He's going to pop it up to third, so 2 away, as Mike Smith handles that one. And here's Ron Say. The Penguin, a 21. It's going to be a ground ball to Juan Samuel. He fields it cleanly and throws to Matuszek at first to retire the side, but not before the Cubs score 3. And they lead it 3-0 going to the bottom of the first inning. Chuck Rainey will take the mound for the Cubs, and Juan Samuel will lead it off for the Phillies. That is a 25, which is an 11, and that's going to be a base hit for Juan Samuel. And that will bring up Von Hayes. And the pitch to Hayes. It's a ball low. There goes Samuel, and he's into second safely with a stolen base. So now the Phillies have a runner at second, nobody out. Von Hayes with a 36. That is a 14. That's going to be a walk. And so the Phillies have something cooking here in the bottom half of the first inning. Mike Smith, 56 is a 13, struck him out. So there's 1 away. And here's Joe LaFavor. First and second, 1 out. That's a 51. That's a 9. It's a base hit. Deep to the hole at second. Sandberg fields it, but LaFavor's going to beat it out. And now the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for the Phillies with 1 out. So both pitchers off to a shaky start. Here's Sixto Lezcano. That's a 65. That is a 35. Chicago is a fielding 1 defense, and that is a strikeout. So there's 2 away. And here's Lynn Matuszek. 65-35, another strikeout. So the Phillies get the bases loaded. Rainey strikes out the side. The Phillies leave the bases loaded. And at the end of 1, it's 3-0 Cubs. I'm thinking of maybe broadcasting a game of the day for each day on the calendar in my replay. And maybe doing a more official announcing job, kind of like a radio announcer. We'll see. All right, here we are, top of the second. Here's Jody Davis. He will be facing Charlie Hudson. See if Hudson can settle down here in the second inning. Davis rolls a 15. That is a 10. It's going to be a single to center. And so another Cub hit as Von Hayes gets the ball back in. And here is Larry Boa. Move the cards over some so you can see them a little better. Runner at first, nobody out. Boa, a 54, is a 32. He's going to fly to right field. Sixto Lezcano is there, and he's going to make the catch, and Davis will hold it first. So 1 out. Runner at first. Cubs lead 3-0. And this is going to be Chuck Rainey, the pitcher. With 1 out, not sacrificing. He's going to swing away. He gets a 23, which is a 12. That ball is grounded down to DeJesus at short, over to Samuel at second, back to Matuszek at first. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And so Hudson gave up the leadoff single, but gets out of it at the end of 1.5. 3-0 Chicago. So Rainey will take the bump for the Cubs. Ozzie Virgil will lead it off for the Phillies. The Phillies got the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Came up empty. Here's Virgil, 62. That's a 38. It's a ball. 1-0. Rainey, the pitch. 62. Ball 2. 62. Ball 3. I'm shaking these dice. You can hear them. I'm shaking them. 32. That's ground ball to second. Sandberg is going to take that. And there's going to be one away. Wow. Now, if I was using a digital dice app and I rolled 62, the same number 2 or 3 times in a row, I would be a little suspicious. But here I am using the real dice in the shaker, and I'm really shaking them. And I get, I don't know, was that twice or 3 times in a row I rolled 62? So it happens. All right, 1 out. Here's Ivan DeJesus. 21 is a 26. Ground ball to Sandberg. And he takes it easily for out number 2. And that will bring up the pitcher, Charlie Hudson. 54, he flies it to right. And Mel Hall is there. And so he'll take it for out number 3. And the Phillies go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second. All right, we go to the top of the third. Cubs 3, Phillies nothing. Hudson takes the mound. He'll be facing the top of the Cubs order, Bob Dernier, who singled his first at-bat. 51 is a 10 against a C pitcher. Base hit to center, and Dernier's 2 for 2. And here's Rhino. 62 is a 13, struck him out, and that is the first strikeout for Hudson. And Sandberg is 0 for 2. Here's Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews is off to a torrid start. He's batting, I can't remember right offhand, but it's, I think, over 360 heading into June. 56 is a 14. So he walked him. So that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 out for the Cubs. No action in the Phillies bullpen as of yet. Durham, a 13, is a 14. He walked him. And now the Cubs have the bases loaded with nobody out. And now we see some stirring in the Philly bullpen. Here's Mel Hall. Bases loaded, 1 out. 16 is a 28. They're playing back. Batter is safe at first. So it's a 6-4. Fielder's choice. And the run will score. So an RBI for Mel Hall. Now there's 2 outs and runners on the corners. So they gave up a run for the out. But the Cubs lead it 4-0. first and third, infield playing back for the third out. Ron Say, 62 is a 13. Got him swinging. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, but also 2 walks and a hit. So a run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. 1 run, the Cubs score, and they lead it 4-0. All right, so we go to the bottom of the third. Chuck Rainey will take the mound for the Cubs. Excuse me. And here's Juan Samuel on the top of the Phillies order, trailing 4-0. 32, that's a ground ball to Sandberg, and he will throw Samuel out, 1 away. And here's Von Hayes. Von Hayes, 64. 13, struck him out. The 4th strikeout for Rainey. He's not a big strikeout pitcher, but he's got these Philly batters perplexed. Here's Mike Smith. He struck out his first time up. Not this time. Deep right field. Mel Hall looks up, and Mike Smith has put the Phillies on the board with a tape measure homer. And it's 4-1 here in the bottom of the third. And for the first time, we hear some of the Philly fans. That's what I need to do. We'll do it at the end of the third. Here's LeFevre. 46 is a 13. Struck him out. Wow, Chuck Rainey. So they do get a run off of Smith's homer. And at the end of 3, it's Cubs 4, Phillies 1. And Cubs have a half-game lead. As you see, Cubs are 30-16 on the season. If you can see that, the Phillies are 29-16. And what I was going to do is maybe give us a little background. Let's see what we can find here. There we go. All right. So Hudson takes the mound. Jody Davis is going to lead off the 4th inning for the Cubs. 26 is a 24. He grounds that one to short. DeJesus will take it, 1 away. Here's Larry Boa. I'll have to pick out a game for June the 1st, and then I'll broadcast it as the game of the day and maybe go over the other scores of the day. I play every game, card and dice, just like this. This is game number 618 in the replay, as you can see. Oh, commercial. We don't need that. All right, here's Larry Bowa, 1 away. 44. That's going to be a base hit for Larry Bowa. So Bowa's at first. Chuck Rainey, the pitcher, due up. I don't know if that's too loud. I can't tell. Big hand for Rainey. And he rolls a 66. And that's going to be a single into right field. Boa, with his speed, is going to make it around to third as Sixto Lezcano gets the throw back in. But now the Cubs have first and third with one away, and the top of the order coming up. Bob Dernier, who's already 2 for 2. Bullpen warming for the Phillies. Hudson seems to be ineffective today. I don't understand why this doesn't look, why it looks angled. I guess it's the angle of the camera. Dernier, 36. That's a 33. It's a high pop-up on the infield. Samuel calls everybody off, and he's got it for out number 2. And here's Ryan Sandberg. And there's a 33. Sandberg gets a hold of this one. And a 34. That's going to be a double over the head of Von Hayes in center. And Sandberg is going to clear the bases as Boa comes home and Rainey scores all the way from first. And now the Cubs have a 6-1 lead. Hudson is still a C because that's not 5 runs in 3 innings. He has given up 6 total, but he's only given up 3 in a 3-inning period. So he's still a C pitcher. They're going to let him pitch to Matthews, try to get out of this inning with 2 outs. I say 21. It's going to be a fly ball to right. Can of corn for Lezcano. And the inning's over, but not before the Cubs put 2 more on the board to take a commanding 6-1 lead. Well, fans, we were hoping this would be a better game for you. And it still may turn out to be. The Phillies have some offensive power, and Chuck Rainey is not a strong pitcher, even though he's pitched well thus far. Here we are, bottom of the 4th. Sixto Lezcano to lead off. I say 52. It's a ground ball to third. Say has it. He'll throw to first to retire Lezcano. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Lynn Matuzik. So 23, 12, ground ball. Say again, across the diamond, 2 away. And here's Ozzie Virgil. 53 is an 18. That's going to be grounded to short. Boa has it. He boots it. And Virgil is going to be safe at first as Boa just could not find the handle. And that's the first error of the game. And it brings up Ivan De Jesus, the shortstop. .56, that's a 34. He pops it up on the infield. Boa calling everybody off near the mound, and he takes it for out number 3. So the Phillies lead 1 on the error by Larry Boa. At the end of 4, it is 6-1 Phillies. And now we have a decision to make. Hudson is due up first in the bottom of the fifth. He's already given up 6 runs. Do we leave him in to try to get through one more inning and pinch hit for him? If we bring a pitcher in now, he'll probably only pitch this inning and be pinch hit for unless we make a double switch. But do we want to take DeJesus out at short? I'm going to look at the box score from the real life game. Garcia did come in for DeJesus in that game. All right, we're gonna leave Hudson in. See if we can get one more, see if we can squeeze one more inning out of him. He's got to face Durham, Hall, and Say. Let's see how he does. But he is on a short leash. Durham, and that ball is gone. His second home run of the game for Leon Durham. And it's 7-1, and that's it for Hudson. We're going to take him out and just let who are we gonna? We're gonna bring in. Let's see. Bill Campbell pitched in real life, so we're gonna bring him in. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. All right, so Hudson went 4. And he all right. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. He's given up 7 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 1, 2, and he struck out 2. And this is going to be Campbell. See, my idea is doing a broadcast, a radio type broadcast where I would actually play commercials. And while I figure all this out, you could be listening to a commercial. We'll see. Here's Mel Hall against Campbell. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Cubs with a big 7-1 lead. Hall, 63-31. That's a fly out to center. Here's Ron Say. .46 is a 13. Struck him out. Campbell, by the way, is a B pitcher with a Y modifier. He had a 3.43 ERA in real life in 81 innings pitched. The pitch to Jody Davis. 53. That's going to be trouble for DeJesus at short. And Davis is going to be safe on an error by DeJesus. So 1 error apiece for these teams. And with Jody Davis at first, here comes Larry Boa. Boa, 14-30. That's going to be a fly ball into left field. Joe LaFaver has it. and the inning's over. But another run on Leon Durham's second homer of the game, and the Cubs lead 7-1. So now we go to the bottom of the fifth. Rainey will be on the mound for the Cubs. He's only given up one run. That's the Mike Schmidt home run. Campbell will be pinch hit for, so he went one inning. He had a strikeout. Other than that, he held the Cubs quiet, other than the error. And we're going to have a pinch hitter now for Campbell. And that's going to be, since they used him in real life, it's going to be Louis Aguayo. So Aguayo will pinch hit to lead off the bottom of the fifth. And Rainey strikes him out. 6 strikeouts for Chuck Rainey. Wow. Here's Juan Samuel. 61. That's a 36. That's going to be a ball. 1-0. 56. Struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Rainey. Wow. Von Hayes, 23. Grounded to say at third. And a 1-2-3 fifth for Rainey. We go to the sixth. 7-1 Cubs. New pitcher for Philadelphia. It's going to be Larry Anderson. And Chuck Rainey will lead it off for the Cubs. This may be, I'd have to go back and look at my stats, but this may be the best outing that Chuck Rainey has had all year. Don't you love it when a D pitcher does well? If it wasn't for the home run by Schmidt, he'd be moving up a grade, but he's still a D. We'll see how far he gets. But here he is to lead off the top of the sixth. Shadows on the field. 54. It's a 32. He flies out to right, one away. And Dernier back to the top of the Cubs order. 41. He grounds it down to short. De Jesus handles this one. And there's 2 away. Anderson is an A pitcher with a YZ modifier. Sandberg, 23-12. It's grounded down to Schmidt at third. One Hall of Famer throws out another Hall of Famer. And the Cubs, for the first time this afternoon, go 1-2-3. After 5.5, Chicago 7, Philadelphia 1. So Chuck Rainey to face Mike Schmidt. Schmidt has homered and struck out. And now he grounds to first. Durham takes it and will handle it himself, one away. Here's Joe Lefebvre. Lefebvre. I remember him growing up. I just can't remember exactly how it was pronounced. And a 15, that's going to be a base hit. And for the Phillies, 1, 2, 3. That's only their 4th hit. So Rainey has done well. But now he's got a runner at first with 1 out for Lezcano. And a 45 is a 14. He walks him. So Rainey may be tiring a little bit here in the 6th inning. Phillies now have runners at first and second, 1 away. Len Matuzik, the first baseman, at bat. 36 is a 33, pops it up on the infield. Boa calls for it and has it, 2 away. Big out right there for Rainey. And here's Ozzie Virgil. He reached his last time on an error by Larry Boa. And Virgil, a 55 is an 8. And I say base hit over short. A run is going to score. That's Lefebvre. And Lezcano races to third. And so it's 7-2. And here's DeJesus with runners on the corners and 2 away. Infield is back. 61. That's going to be a ground ball to Sandberg. And that'll end the inning. But the Phillies add another lone run to trim the Cubs' lead back to 5 at 7-2. As we go to the 7th. Anderson on the mound for Philadelphia. Gary Matthews, the batter for the Cubs here in the top of the 7th. 23, that's a 12. It's going to be a grounder to Smith. And Mike Smith throws him out, 1 away. Here's Leon Durham. Larry Anderson has retired 4 in a row since coming into the game. Durham grounds that one to short. DeJesus has it. 2 away, and they finally get Durham. He's got 2 homers and a walk on the game. Here's Mel Hall. He's 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice. Drove in a run. And he flies that one to center. Von Hayes doesn't have to even take a step. And Larry Anderson has retired 6 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 7-2. Cubs take a break for the 7th inning stretch. All right, Chuck Rainey comes back out for the bottom of the 7th for the Cubs. Juan Samuel for the... No, it will not be Juan Samuel. Larry Anderson will be pinch hit for. And we've just got to see who the pinch hitter is going to be. And it's going to be Tim Corcoran. So Corcoran will be the pinch hitter. And that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 8 for Chuck Rainey. Wow. He has put on a heck of a show here today for the Cubs. Way above his grade level. Here's Juan Samuel. He gets a 52. That's a ground ball to third. Ron Say up with it. And there's 2 away. And here's Von Hayes. And that's a ground ball to Ron Say. He's busy today. Is Say. Throws it across the diamond. Inning over. Rainey's gone 7. Cubs have 7. Phillies have 2. We're going to the 8th. New pitcher for Philadelphia. Let's see. Anderson went 2. No hits, no runs, no earned runs. He didn't walk anybody. Did he strike out anybody? Let's see. No. So a clean slate for Anderson. And the new Phillies pitcher, bear with me a second, folks. It's going to be Kevin Gross. Kevin Gross, who is a C pitcher with a Y modifier. And so he'll take over here in the top of the 8th. And he'll face Ron Say. And a 42 is a 13, struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And Say is retired. Here's Jody Davis. 61 is a 24. That's a ground ball to short. D. Jesus has it. I would have to think that maybe these shadows are playing havoc with the batters here in Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Here's Larry Boa, the former Philly. And he grounds it to Mike Smith. Money. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 Cubs put down in a row. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies needing a rally. Chuck Rainey still on the mound for the Cubs. Here's Mike Smith, if you can see that because of the shadows. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. I got a window here, and if I pull the shade down, we won't have any light at all. Here's Mike Smith. Flies that one to right. Mel Hall is there. And there is one away. Here's LeFaber. And there's another strikeout for Rainey. He's at 9 now. Wow. I mean, look at Rainey only had 55 strikeouts the whole year in 119 innings pitched. He's got 9 here today, and they're all coming off of the Phillies batting. I mean, it's nothing about the pitchers; these batters. Excuse me. Here is Lezcano. Ground ball to second. Sandberg has that one. Easy play. And we're going to the 9th. The Phillies have 3 outs to score 5 runs. Kevin Gross on the mound for Philadelphia. And it's going to be Chuck Rainey. They're not taking him out. Why should they? He's pitching a beauty. The pitch from Gross. He lifts it into shallow center. Hayes coming on, and he has it, one away. Here's Bob Dernier. And a 22 is going to be a base hit for Dernier. That's his 3rd hit of the game. And the Cubs have their first base runner since the 5th inning. even though they lead 7-2. They did all their damage early against Charlie Hudson. Here's Sandberg. And that one is going to be popped up behind the plate. Will it stay in play? It will, and Ozzie Virgil has it. And Sandberg fouls out to the catcher on a pop-up. And here's Gary Matthews. 2 away, Dernier down at first. 35. Walked him. Second walk of the game for Matthews. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second with 2 away. And Leon Durham, 2 homers, a walk, grounded to short his last time up. And this time it's a ground ball to second. Samuel has it, and that'll end the inning. So the Cubs threaten but do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cubs 7, Phillies 2. Cubs looking to extend their lead in the division to a 1.5 games over the Phillies. Chuck Rainey looking for the complete game win. And he'll be facing Matuzik, Virgil, and DeJesus, bottom of the order. Matuzik. That's going to be a walk. So there's a base runner for the Phillies, and they need base runners. Here's Ozzie Virgil. Virgil, a 55 is an 8. That's a single right back up the middle. Matuzik stops at second, and it's first and second, nobody out for the Phillies. And here's Ivan DeJesus. A little bit of stirring in the Cubs bullpen. Rainey, they want to let Rainey get the complete game, but it's no guarantee. The pitch to DeJesus, that's a 36. Walked him, and the bases are loaded. And for the sake of realism, that's it for Chuck Rainey. Kevin Gross, the pitcher, is due up, and we know there's going to be a pinch hitter for him. But Chuck Rainey has gone, he went 8 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. He gave up 2, but all the base runners are his responsibility. Walked 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong. Ugh. Hate when I do that. Struck out 9. And there's 1 error on the broadcaster. I put that 4 in the wrong place. All right, for the Chicago Cubs now, we've got to figure out who we're going to bring in. Probably should not be any question about that, should there? It's going to be Lee Smith. Lee Smith. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here. So just bear with me. I'll pause in the action as for the Phillies, who is going to pinch hit? got to find us a pinch hitter here. They used him in real life, so I guess we'll use him. It's going to be Kiko Garcia. Kiko Garcia with the bases loaded, and he'll be facing Lee Smith. Smith, B pitcher, X modifier. Cubs lead 7-2. Phillies have the bases loaded, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the ninth. And the pitch, that's a 25. So 9, it's going to be a base hit over Durham at first. And everybody's going to advance one base. And Kiko Garcia comes through with the clutch hit. And it's 7-3. With nobody out. And here's Juan Samuel. 51 is a 10. That's a single over third. Samuel with the single. Virgil is going to score. Here comes De Jesus to score. Garcia goes to third. And all of a sudden, it's 7-5 and nobody out. And here's Von Hayes. And the first pitch to Hayes is in there for a strike. There goes Samuel. And he's safe at second, his second stolen base of the game. And so now the tying runners are at second and third for Philadelphia. Nobody out. Here's Von Hayes. 43. That's a 29. Out at first, runners hold. He hits it back to Lee Smith, who holds the runners, and there's one out. That's a big out for the Cubs. And here's Smith. Michael Jack Smith. First base is open. He is the go-ahead run. The tying run is at second with Samuel. Garcia is down at third. Do we put Mike Smith on or let him hit? Lee Smith talking it over with the pitching coach. And it looks like he wants to face Mike Smith. So he's going to do it. 42. That is a 14, so pretty much an intentional walk. He pitched around him. Smith wouldn't go after anything, so the bases are loaded. And Joe LaFaber. Boy, this kind of got pretty exciting in a hurry, didn't it? And you can't even see because of the shadows. I am so sorry. But you can hear it. All right. We came into the bottom of the ninth. The Cubs had a 7-2 lead. All of a sudden, it's 7-5. Bases are loaded, one out for the Phillies. Lee Smith facing Joe LaFaber. Here's the pitch. 64. Struck him out. Oh, my goodness. A big strikeout for Lee Smith. And so now it comes down to Sixto Lezcano against Lee Smith. He's the 9th man to bat in the inning. Here we go. 54. Lifts it to right. back to the track. Mel Hall looks up, and he makes the catch to end the ball game. Wow. So what looked like a rout, woo, the Phillies make it interesting at the end. Lee Smith comes on, pitches an inning. 1, 2, gives up 2 hits. He does not allow a run, but he did walk 1, and he struck out 1. Rainey ends up, after that brilliant performance, he ends up giving up 5 runs. He will get the win. Now, this part confuses me. Does Smith get a save? Because he entered the game with the score 7-2, a 5-run lead. But the bases were loaded. I'm not sure if he qualifies for the save or not. Let's leave that for a second. Hudson is going to get the loss. Kevin Gross went 2. He gave up a hit and a walk. He did not strike out anybody. Oh, yes, 2 errors on the announcer. He did strike. He struck out the first batter he faced, Ron Say. So he does get a strikeout. And he did not give up any runs. We'll wait on that to dry. I'm not sure about Lee Smith. So the Cubs, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 runs on 10 hits. And did they only make the 1 error? I was thinking there was another error. Let's see, did they have, how many errors did they have? No, just the 1, I guess. Okay. The Phillies ended up with 5 runs on 8 hits, and they made an error, if I'm correct. They had an E6. I think that's right. I don't know if Smith gets the save or not. I'm going to say no. Although it feels like he sure saved it. All right. Still got 1 more game to play for May the 31st, and maybe I'll do a video to go over where we're at in the standings, league-wide, league leaders, things like that heading into June. And maybe I will continue to play maybe a game of the day. I'll pick out a game for June the 1st, and when I get to it, I'll make a video and we'll broadcast it. This is APBA 66er. I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day or night, and we will see you later.